the of my friend. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together this snowy evening. It is a new calendar year. We are looking forward to the success of our service projects. Happy birthday to our founder, Melvin Jones. It is his birthday today. Thank you for this venue and the service and our food. We are thankful for our leadership and the members of our club. We pray for our absent members. May they know they are not forgotten. Thank you for bringing past District Governor Kelly Lubbe here tonight to speak to us about service. Service is the reason for our Lions Club. We thank you for the success of feeding the bus passengers lunch. Their brown bags were filled with prepackaged items. We look forward to our zone meeting on Sunday. It is important to know human guide training. Please guide us home safely and always bring us safely to our Lions projects. May we always remember our Lions motto, we serve. Now we can pray the Lions prayer.
For lions meet, be present, Lord, to weld our hearts of one accord. To do thy will, Lord, make us strong, to aid the weak and right the wrong.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Muriel. Well, I think we'll start the introductions at the table where the invocation started. Linda, do you want to start off?
Yeah, my name is Linda Lewis Redmond. I'm a member of Battle Creek House and associate member of Serial City.
Scott Swank, Serial City.
Hope Swank, Serial City.
Muriel Walters, Serial City, and associate member with Shirley Alliance.
Serial City Line, Mike Cusack, and your grandpa.
Diane Elliott, Serial City Lions. Kay Smith, Serial City Lions.
Bob Harvey, Serial City Lion.
D. Davis, Serial City Lion.
Serial City Lion, Teresa, yes.
Serial City Lion, Jane Cook.
Ryan Cook, Serial City Lion.
Kate Kelly Martin, Serial City Lion.
Roger Bossy, Serial City Lions. And how about you Zoomers?
Al Rosler, Serial City Lions.
Ann Rosler, Serial City Lions.
Harriet Spriggs, Serial City Lions.
Elizabeth Raleigh, City.
Lion.
Mary Wallace.
Mary Wallace, Serial City Lion.
So we got Elizabeth Raleigh on line 2. And Char, did you introduce yourself? She's on mute.
Char Quaid is there.
Sure.
And I think that was, is that everybody? Oh, Maureen Baca.
Maureen, yep.
So
And Kelly's here.
Oh, Kelly Lubbe, yes.
Kelly Lubbe.
We just can't see you.
Memories of COVID, when we had to do this at the beginning of each of our meetings. So it's nice to be with everyone, just to be able to have a connection with our friends when they aren't able to be with us. Thank you, everyone. Since the meals have not arrived yet, I'm going to go ahead and start with a few things. Okay, do you want to recap a little bit of the Christmas party?
Well, I think the second date we chose, even though the first date.
Can't hear
Yeah,
things
more
she's
people
saying.
had that. I was really pleased at the turnout that we had that night and everything, weather and everything cooperated. I thought the food was fabulous that everybody brought. I thought everything worked out for really like fantastic. I got lots of text messages of saying how great it was and the love the participation that happened. It was nice. Cheryl Lynn and her friends were there to play us live music. And I think everybody went home with some nice gifts. So otherwise than that, I just thought it was a nice time to celebrate our club at the end of the year. And I think it was very worthwhile to everyone. They got to visit with other people and move around. So that was the recap. It was great. Thank you all for coming.
One thing that was brought up to me, it's almost in my mouth.
No, may not be turned on.
One thing that was brought up to me, that I'd like to share with everyone that maybe we could think about for next year, was people really liked it being on a Friday night. They said that it was nice to not have to worry about getting up and going to work, and that's not anything that we have to change or do anything about, but maybe that would be an option for the future. I will not be the vice president next year, so whoever the vice president can think about, maybe asking the club when they'd like to have the party. If the Wednesday night is good, or if they'd rather have it on a different night. They have lots of really positive things about it being on Friday night and not having to rush out. Okay.
And if you somehow got in your bag a little box that hadn't been opened of white lights and it says December home on it, that was mine. And also I had kind of like a warmer thing. It was a dark gray, and somehow it traveled to the wrong person's home. That was mine. So it wasn't the clubhouse or anything. So if you happen to find it that you said, well, where did I get this? Somebody must have put it in the wrong day. I also want to thank the setup and cleanup group. They were fabulous. How they worked so hard to get things ready.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat what you said, Kay. Kay had some white and red twinkly lights that said December home on it. If it ended up in your package when you got home, they are Kay's personal items. She'd like to have them back because she's never used them. And there was a gray warming mat that was on the counter underneath some hot dishes. If it ended up going to your house, she'd like to have that back as well. Okay. Roger, do you want to share about Christmas baskets?
Okay, I think it works now. So thank you, everybody, for helping with Christmas baskets. It was a very successful project. We had a lot of planning that went into it, especially the week of that when we did our distribution. Let's see, so we would have served about 75 people with our 24 families. And I'm trying to think how many people we actually had involved in the project. I think I sent that information to Teresa maybe, but I don't remember, but we had a lot of people there for the picture that went into the shopper the week after. And I think it was just, we had a follow-up meeting to talk about things we could improve on. And so I think we'll be all set for next year. And so again, thanks everybody for helping. It was a really good project, and the people were very happy to receive their food. So thanks very much.
I want to make a really quick accolades to Jane Cook and Teresa Guest. I worked in a hospital where we had to have things almost the same weight all the way around. When they set up the boxes, I bet they were within 2 pounds of them being correct all the way around. They did a phenomenal job. They are amazing. So great job, you two. Ryan and Jane, do you want to talk a little bit about the Hunger Project?
Well, we had the Hunger Project in the week that we were required to have it in. We made brown bag lunches, which included Crustable peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, a bag of Cheez-Its, some yogurt fruit bites, a little bag of cookies, a water bottle, string cheese, and a cutie. We made 40 bags, and so the cost was like $3.19 per lunch. We went to the bus station, we passed out 30 bags, and the other 10 that we didn't pass out went to the share center. And people seemed pretty happy. We had a little label on each brown bag that said, "Please enjoy this brown bag lunch from the Cereal City Lions." And then note the sandwich name's peanut butter, so just in case. But the people were happy. It was a little cold, a little windy out there, but for our first time trying to do this, it went okay.
It was a lot of fun and we really enjoyed, actually, what was really amazing was the response to the people. They were very appreciative once they understood what it was. They couldn't figure out why we were handing them food. But then we explained it. They were very happy. We actually did a little bit of Lions education to some of the people that were there. They just didn't know much about the Lions. So we got to talk about service that way. On the table over here, there are, I have about 5 or 6 forms, but we sent you a link on email this week. The District Lion of the Year, we're looking for nominations. They are due by February 28th. If you fill it out in paper, you'll need to put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and mail it to B. If you do it online, you can fill it all out, press send, and she'll get it directly. Much faster and it's simple. So I would recommend everyone to do it. If you want to look at it, it just tells you all the ways to fill it in, what our district, what our we are Region 3, which I didn't know. Zone 11B1, and then you fill out Cereal City Lions. But this is a good reflection. They're always looking for people to nominate their peers. And within this group right here, every single person here deserves a nomination. Everyone does something to benefit the community. So if you could get that in, that would be very much appreciated.
I just wanted to add, this is going back to the Hunger Week project and our brown bag lunches. One of the gentlemen that was waiting at the bus station happened to be the son of one of a Cereal City Lion, who's long gone, but his name was Chuck Bates. Some of you may know him or remember him or seen him in the roster, but anyway, it was kind of interesting. And so he saw my Lion stuff and he goes, "Oh, you're in the Lions Club," you know, and so we talked about that for a little while.
Kelly, would you like to go ahead and get started or?
So this is what we're gonna do if y'all can hear me.
Yeah.
Because I can't see anybody. I don't know if Roger has the PowerPoint, if you guys are able to see it, because I can't see anything. But if you can hear me, Roger, and I can try to do the best I can, and you can click when I'm done speaking.
Hang on just a minute, Kelly. I'm going to try to get.
There you go. I can see.
I just have to get.
But sorry, you guys.
Hang on.
My computer's not working. My tablet's dead, and all I've got's this. And 5 inches of snow.
We're glad you're safe.
Thanks.
Can you see the slides now, Kelly?
Yeah, I can see it.
Can you? Okay.
So you can just put it in slide presentation.
Yep, it's in
from
slide.
The beginning.
It is. Yep. I got this funny.
So I don't see it in. I see all the slides, but that's okay. So did I need to get an introduction or am I good?
Actually, we had an introduction for you. Mike Guzak is going to do an introduction for you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Kelly's been a Lion since 2017, originally from Jackson Host Club. Her passion was Kids Site, where she became district coordinator. She trained many fellow Lions to help grow the program. In 2020, Kelly chartered her own Lions Club and quickly wrote a grant, which associated with a little bit on and off here, and But anyway, which then partnered with other clubs in the district and made hand sanitizer during the COVID pandemic. Fast forward 5 years, she became our district governor in 2022 in Montreal, Canada, where she had the trip of her lifetime. She continues to help our district grow as our GLT. Kelly's heart is with her grandkids, always cheering from the stands of their sporting events. Let's welcome our PDG and our current GLT, Lion Kelly Lubbe.
All right, rounds of applause. I hear it. All right. So if y'all can hear me, can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. This is going to be short and sweet, okay? Because I can't really see things. Okay, so we're going to compare leadership to a lion. Not as necessarily our lion, but a lion in the jungle. Okay? So we're going to open up. This is something you don't have. This is one of my handouts that I had to give to you. So I'm just going to read this real quick. It's called the lion mentality. Some of you might have heard this before. And it reads as follows. The lion doesn't ask for permission to lead. It knows who it is. The jungle respects the lion, not because it is the fastest or the biggest, but because it is fearless, decisiveness, and determined. The lion teaches us courage, and that means face what others are running from. It teaches us leadership, guide and protect those who look to you. Focus, don't waste energy on what doesn't matter. Confidence, walk with the mindset of a king, not a follower. Remember, a lion doesn't live by fear. It lives by a purpose, courage, and vision. So that leads me to my topic tonight of leadership. And I am your current GLT. And this is really weird doing this on Zoom. So the very first slide that we have tonight is called, What is a Leader? And if you can see this slide, you see beautiful faces on the slide. These are all current leaders in our district. And we all know who they are, I'm pretty sure. So we will start with our current district governor, which is B. Furman. Our first vice district governor is Teresa Guest, who is the one and only in your club. We have our second vice district governor, who is Greg Brendamore. Our current cabinet secretary is Nancy Hill. Our cabinet treasurer is PCC Barry Allen. And our past district governor is Lavinia Shack Seals. And then your GAT team is your global membership team leader is Tanoe Jackson. And myself, I am the GLT, which is your leadership trainer. We have past district governor David Anderson, who's serving as your service chair. And then we have PCC past district governor Dave Hill. So if you just take a minute and just look at these pictures, we were all lions that walked into the door and said, we want to be part of a service organization. I never dreamed in a million years that I would be especially focused. So you might ask yourself, what is a leader? A leader is a person who sets standards for others, influences others, pushes others towards achievement. And I'm just going to go off really quick. I don't know how long I have. Dorothy never really told me that. So like I said, I'm going to fly through these so y'all can eat. But in my district governor year, I can look at some of these faces and I helped encourage some of these people along the way to step up the ranks. Your district governor now, which is B. Furman, I coaxed her, asked her if she would please step up to being a district governor. She didn't think she could, but lo and behold, guess what? She's done it and she's doing a fantastic job. Teresa Guest is next. Greg Brendamore is next. And I can remember my first encounter with Greg Brendamore saying, hey, Greg, are you interested in becoming a district governor? Oh, no, I'm not interested in being a district governor. I can't do that. And look where he is to now. And the same thing with Lavinia Shack Seals. So any single person that's a lion is able to become a district governor, able to go up in leadership, And if you look around your room right now of your restaurant and you look on Zoom, you can see all the people who have either been a previous leader or in leadership roles. And I'm pretty sure that I heard Roger Spriggs' voice. Roger Spriggs is one of the reasons that I became a district governor. I always wanted to go and see the Queen in England, but I never got that far. So he's as close as I got. So the next thing about being a leadership person is having some skills. And in this picture, you can see our lovely Teresa Guest. And I believe that was with a leader dog in that picture at the fall conference. Teresa was asked to hold the dog so the person could go do something. So Teresa just stepped right up to the plate and said, I can do that. So if you look at the slide, it tells you a few things. She was able to adapt to change to help the person out. She has a positive mindset. She has a vision. She has good communication. And best of all about Teresa is she's a team player. That's why she's on your leadership for this year. The next slide, if you look at that, is becoming a leader. Are you flipping these slides, Roger?
Yep.
Okay, because I can't
I
see
gotcha.
anything.
I gotcha.
Okay.
No,
We don't see that they're not flipping.
we don't see them flipping.
We don't either.
No,
Nope, we don't
don't
see a
see the
thing.
slides.
Okay. Well,
So you should be on
hang on a
the
minute.
one with Wendy Burns becoming
Hang on
a
a minute.
leader.
Well, I'm sharing my screen, so I'm not sure exactly why you're not seeing them.
All we see is the very first slide. So can you click up and where it says from beginning? On the left-hand side where the green arrow is? There you go.
Did that change?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So now they're along with us. All right. So the next one is becoming a leader. And these pictures that you see, that is Wendy Burns, who works up at the home office. And Wendy Burns is a lovely lady that sends out all the correspondence from the state of Michigan. She does a wonderful job. And if you look at Wendy, she's a great leader because she helps us out. And like I said, you never know what kind of leader you are until you want to step up the ranks. The picture over with Santa Claus, that was at a Lions breakfast in Vandercook. And that is with one of our very own Lions from another club with us from North Jackson. He also is a leader. That is Mr. Gary Beck. He stepped up to the plate to help Vandercook with the Lions Christmas. And when we were there, it was really nice. I took District Governor B with me, and we actually sang Christmas carols with the kids. So that was Johnny on the spot. That was getting out of your comfort zone. I don't sing. If Jim Baum was here, he'd probably applaud me because I made him do it over and over and over. And so we were out of our comfort zone doing that, but we were leaders, so that was good. Encourage yourself, encourage others, take advice from other leaders. And the most thing that I love is creating a plan. So tonight, with all the disaster happening with my PowerPoints, my computers, trying to get to you all, I called Roger. I says, Roger, if I can't do this, you're going to be Johnny on the spot. He goes, well, do you have anything written down? And I said, no, of course not. I'm the fly by the seat kind of girl. I don't write anything down. So I said, don't worry, you'll be fine. You can wing it. So anyways, I'm able to speak, which I'm glad to do so. So you can go to the next slide, Roger.
You see it?
All right. So this is leader. And if you notice, it's L period, E period, A period, and so on. That spells out something. So L stands for listen. E stands for expects the best. A stands for achieves. D stands for determined. E stands for encouragement. And most of all, R stands for respect. Anytime in any leader position, you deserve respect. I don't care if it's just a lion holding the door open for another lion, or whichever, directing to the bathroom, whoever's doing whatever, we always need to respect one another in any kind of role that we're in. That's what Lions is all about. And you can see there with our district governor B. I just want to say real quick, I'm very proud of B. I'm very proud of what she's done in the district. I'm amazed how well she is as a public speaker. And she's a fly by the seat kind of gal. Whatever you put in front of her, she's willing to do it. She goes out on a limb and she helps out. So, and also I wanted to ask really quick, I put her pin on here just because I don't know if you all know the story about her pin, but her pin is in remembers part of her husband and part of what she's done in her career and in her life and as far as Lions as well. When it was time for B to become a district governor, she asked me if I'd help her design her pin. And I said, of course I would. But I said, you know, your husband needs to be on this pin too. And we all know that B lost her husband last year. And so the wings represent her husband. And then, of course, the guitar is part of what B does, is she likes to sing. And then the heart is because I think B has a really big heart. So B has become a wonderful leader, and her husband was there to help her along her side when she did her second and first vice district governor training. So that's what it's about, being a leader. And like I said, you can look around the room and you can see who your current leaders are, who the upcoming leaders are going to be. I know that little Scott Swank's there, and I'm sure he can hear me. I think that he can be a great leader too someday. I know Hope's on her way. And then if we can go to the next slide, we're going to talk about characteristics. All righty. We all know what this famous picture is from, right? Our Roger Bossy getting his little beard cut off. That was a really fun day. And you can look at Teresa with that big smile and look at his wife back in the background with holding that basket, just saying, oh my goodness, he's going to trim that beard off. That was such a great day for all of us. And again, Roger trusted us to cut that beard off. People in the crowd were motivated to help step up for that. I hear background noise, but anyways, people were driven to help donate money for his cause. Roger was confident that we were going to get to that goal. And then his wife, I remember her saying, I'm going to give $300 from our family. Please don't cut off his mustache. Please don't cut off his mustache. So they were confident that we weren't going to cut off his mustache. And guess what? We didn't. And Roger was a brave soul for letting us do what we did to him, especially me putting the braids and the bows in. And most of all, we were vocal in what we did that day to raise money for winter camp. The next little slide is about responsibilities. Everybody knows that you're responsible when you're a leader, such as Miss Dorothy, your president today. She had to be responsible for making sure she had a backup plan, which she did a great job at doing since I wasn't there. The weather's bad. We never know what's going to happen. And I actually remembered when I got home, hey, I printed off this PowerPoint on a piece of paper so I could read it. So that's why I'm speaking instead of Roger. So you always have to be responsible as a leader. Most important as well, you have to create a vision. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to accomplish when you're a leader? Well, when I was a district governor, I wanted to accomplish things that people never did before. My international president was Brian Sheehan. And when he spoke to us in Montreal, he said, I want people to think out of the box. I want people to do things that we've never done before. Think out of the box. So that was like sort of my focus. And of course, you all know the famous saying of when you raise your hands, what do you say? You say awesome. You guys remember that? So being a leader, you want to make sure you provide training to others. And the most one important thing is you always want to listen to your members. Make sure that your door of communication is always open. I know that all of us lions have a big voice, just like the lion in the jungle. We all want to be heard. You want to communicate your ideas. You want to resolve your problems. Sometimes some of your problems in your club have to go to your board to help resolve a problem if your leader can't do it. And you want to invest time in your leaders. In Lions, we know that we all give up family time. We might have to give up a sporting event. We might have to do something so that we can be at our meetings. And if you look at that cool little picture, look at my Mario Walters and my Hope there, and then look at your wonderful club doing what you, Serial City Lions, do best, is you do service in your community. And I think that was maybe trash day, is that right? Were you picking up
I think
trash that day or
that was
something?
the run, wasn't it?
The run?
Yeah, we do a water station run. We hand out water
Oh, okay.
during the cereal festival
Okay.
to the runners.
Right. But look at that crowd. Look at that picture. Look at that picture of that great crowd. And look at that Mario Walters back there. So our next little thing is just some quotes that I found from some leaders. Some of you guys might have been in these lifetimes. I don't know. The first one is from John Quincy Adams. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. And my favorite from Martin Luther King is a genuine leader that is not a searcher for consensus, but a modular for consensus. I can't read. Yes. I love Martin Luther King. He's why we are the way we are today. So I'm going to ask you real quick on this last slide. There's two types of leaders. Go to the next slide, Roger, so everybody can see APC. So there are two types of leaders. There's a leader by example, and there's vocal leaders. I want you guys to sit around the room and talk over dinner. Oh, what kind of leader you are? How do you want to step up in Lions as a leader? What do you want to do next? Do you want to sit and be a song leader like Brian is tonight? Is he a regular song leader now?
Yep.
Brian? Well, because I have other things that he can do, instead of a song leader. We can give that to somebody else. Just saying. Does anybody know what AP King's slogan is for this year? AP Singh is our international president. Does anybody know what his little motto is for this year? Since I can't see your hand, somebody blurt it out. Anybody? Is anybody shaking their head, Roger? I can't see.
Everybody's keeping
So his motto
close to the
is
vest.
huh?
I think isn't it lead to serve and serve to lead?
Yay, ding, 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 ding. See why Roger Bosses would be a great district governor? He knew that. And then over on the other picture is your Michigan Lions all-state band and some of your leaders around Michigan. Every year when we put in a new district governor, you have a great big international parade, and this is part of your leaders. They all march with you. I can't see it because it's so small, but I'm not sure if Gary Anderson's down there, who was an international director. Jenny Ware, who was an international director. Justin Faber. Michigan has a lot of great upper leaders that has come out of it. And why is that? Because we all started at the bottom, which I say was just walking in the door of a Lions club. Either A, putting on a yellow vest, B, putting on a name tag, something. We all have a heart of why we're in the Lions club and why we want to do service, why we want to do leadership, why we want members to grow. And I remember when I was a district governor, I'll just say this because, I focused all this PowerPoint around your club, if you noticed, because I was coming to your club. And your club was one of my favorite because I had yummy pineapple upside down cake, which was my favorite. But you guys have made a change in the community, in our district, in our state of Michigan. Look at all of the wonderful things that you've accomplished. I bet every single person there can go around and say, yep, we did this. Yep, we did that. Yep, yep, yep. We've done all of that. So when I come to your club in person, when we don't have snow, I'll bring you these handouts that I have because they're pretty cool. One is about a lion who is a servant and service leads with what? The leadership wheel, 8 ways to know you work for a great leader. So these are little handouts that I have about leadership. And so my first role in leadership is to get people interested in becoming leaders. Why do y'all think we need to lead? We all need to lead and teach and do all that kind of stuff. Shoot, I didn't even know how to do a PowerPoint until I had to go to school and learn how to do it when I was in college. I didn't even know how to turn on a computer. Now we have this AI stuff, and that's why I can't turn on my camera because it's telling me that I have to allow AI to do that. Well, I didn't know I had to do that. I don't know how to do that. So some leader needs to teach me how to do that. So in closing, really quick, I just want to say thank you for letting me talk tonight. I know it was short and sweet. If you guys have any questions, if I can hear them, I'll be glad to answer. But I would really love to come back to your club again because you guys are going to be my guinea pig club. I have another PowerPoint that I want to talk about. But I want you to, jot me a line, email me or whatever of what you guys would like in leadership because I'm hoping to do another couple of years of leadership, maybe with the district as a GLT. Because once you start in a role, you don't really get it until you're halfway done. And so we are going to be having spring training coming up in April, which is April 23rd at Vandercook Lake High School. I have some really great leaders that are going to be discussing some things with you. There's a few other people that I'm going to be calling up, asking if they can talk about some things. I want to try to make it fun, exciting, and do some things that we haven't done before. We'll still do the regular basics because we have to. But anybody knows me, like I said, I think out of the box and I don't play by the rule book because I don't follow rules very well. Sometimes I get my hand slapped and I just beg for forgiveness later because that's how I roll. So anyways, does anybody have any questions? I know it was a lot.
Kelly, if there's anything.
Yes, ma'am. I can't hear you.
Yeah, use your mic, Dorothy. Or here's the wireless, if anybody has any.
Just ask her if they can suggest things for training.
Dorothy, I don't know what you're asking.
If they want credit for training, is that what she's asking?
Have you already set the agenda for leadership training in the spring, or can they still make suggestions?
Nope. I have just a few basic classes. They can still make suggestions. Just send it to my email. Roger can provide that to anybody. Anybody can call me up on the phone and give me suggestions. Anybody that would like to speak or do a training session, please reach out. There's a couple on here that I might reach out to say, hey, can you help me out? I'm sure you'll say yes, because I'm sort of hard to say no to.
I don't know if any of you guys, when she talked about the AI, that's becoming more and more prevalent in everything. Figuring out how to make it work so that you can use it, taking minutes and doing things. It would be a very nice thing for all of our clubs to know more about.
Yep. So I do have a few classes that we're going to do. We're going to do a general orientation class too. I'm sure that most clubs do their own, but this orientation is going to be more designed to the district. Past district governor Terry Huffman tried to do it her year, and now that she was a council chair of council chair of governors, she said that she would like to bring that back again. And I know District Governor B would like to do that. So we have one designed again for the district that pertains to this year that we're just going to go over to give people examples. So that is going to be one class that we're going to do for sure. And there's going to be some others. So you'll just have to look forward to that. And more agenda to that will be coming. And also, for my next couple months, we're gonna do roundtables at the end of the month. You'll get an email from Nancy after this weekend. We're just gonna go in and do some like open group on Zoom. Hopefully my computer will be fixed by then and we can do some roundtable discussions, just things that we have on our mind so that we can see what we need to work on and train. And, one of the biggest ones that I think we need to work on is communications as Lions. How do you communicate with your president? Are you comfortable talking to your president? Are you not comfortable talking to your president? Are you comfortable going to the district governor? That kind of thing. Okay. So good things are to come. Is your food there yet?
Done.
Yeah. So Kelly, this is Roger. One of the things that I just actually did recently was the online training through the portal. And it actually doesn't take very long. And you can go through any of there's like about 20 or more training sessions on the portal that deal with all kinds of things like officer positions, just you name it, and it's there. And it doesn't take long to do it. And you get credit, and the district gets credit for you being trained in various things. And so it's a way to help your district governor achieve their goals. Usually for training, they'll say, we'd like to have X number of people trained. And so going to the spring training is important, and you can get credit for that. But also doing the online training. And I think Roger Yoder, if anybody has met him, he went through every single training class that they offered. And I don't know, he had some phenomenal time period that he did it in, but he's a very motivated guy. And so he did that as an example, to say, hey, anybody can do this and it doesn't take long. So that's important too.
Yep. Exactly. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to hang up because I can't see anything. And I will come back in person and I'll give you these papers that I have and we'll talk about some other stuff. If that's okay.
Yes, that's great. How about a round of applause for Kelly?
Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome. I'm sorry that I can't see anybody. But just in case anybody wants to know, that's why you can't see me, because I've gotten so much skinnier.
She's a shadow of herself.
I've lost, just to let you know, I'm not eating any pineapple upside down cake these days. I've lost 120 pounds.
Wow.
Just to let you know.
And your A1C is much better too, right?
My A1C is 5.3.
Fantastic. Good job, Kelly.
Amazing. So thanks for all your support, Lions. I miss seeing you in person. I'm sorry that there's a snowstorm and it's really yucky. We have like 5 inches in my driveway. So be careful going home and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right. See ya. Bye. Bye, Roger, Dorothy.
Bye, Kelly.
Well, I know Kelly really wanted to be here tonight. We worked back and talked back and forth about every hour all afternoon, and finally her husband just said, no, you're not going. So she really wants to come back and see everyone. So we'll probably see her before the end of the year. So we'll look forward to seeing her then. I did want to share, I've had a couple of people ask, we haven't heard anything about, doing the coldest night of the year, what's going on, is the food bank not doing that? The answer is, we are not doing it this year. The food bank could not get anyone to sponsor with them to do that, and they are so busy with all their other things that they are doing that they are foregoing it this year. There are 4 places in Michigan that if you want to donate, you can, but it will not go to our food bank. So hopefully in the future, but it has been a rough year for all the food banks with all the changes that are going on. So hopefully we can help them in other ways, such as donating to the food bank and helping at the food pantry. So that's what's going on there. Jerry sent me a note that said that he is unable to attend, but if anyone is interested in going to the awards banquet for the bell ringing on. I think it's February 26th, or January 26th, I believe. January 26th at 6:30, they'll announce who is the big winner of the bell ringing, and you'll get your award for how much your club earned during the bell ringing time. We had a really good turnout this year. I think he said he had 14 people that signed up and worked at the bell ringing, so that was fantastic. Told him I would go if anyone is interested in attending, just let me know so I can RSVP for our club and pick up the certificates. Does anyone have anything from the floor they would like to share or add before we go to our games?
We need to talk about winter camp.
Roger, would you like to talk about winter camp?
I didn't get it on the agenda for some reason.
I would say, I went down the agenda, I did not see it on there.
Okay, winter camp is coming soon. In about 3 weeks, February the 6th, 7th, and 8th. And I think I have sent a note out to the club about winter camp. But essentially, our job as a club is to help the campers at the train station get off the train, make sure they have all their luggage, and then get them onto the bus to go out to camp. And then on Sunday, it's sort of the reverse. You know, they load them up at camp, bring them into the train station. We get them off the train quickly, get them out to the train and on board, and then send them on their way to wherever, mostly east of here. This year we ran into a problem. I guess you'd call it an opportunity. The camp, the OEC, the last couple of years has not been the case, but they have students that come out for day camps. And this year they are going to have students at the camp until about 1 o'clock. 1 to 1:30 is about the time they leave. So we have basically decided that we're not going to get out to the camp until 2 in the afternoon, 2 p.m. Which creates some other issues, because one being the train, because the train comes in right at noon, or maybe a little later sometimes. You know, when you want it to be late, it isn't, or it is, you know, the way around. On Sundays, we'd be glad if they were late, because it's always a tight fit on the day. But anyway, so technically they'll be in at 12 o'clock. What we have been doing is getting them on the bus. We get them out to the camp around 1 o'clock, and then we have a lunch out there for them, because they get on the bus at 9, or on the train at 9:30 in the morning. So they typically might have had breakfast, but they won't get a lunch until theoretically later in the afternoon, quite late. 6 o'clock is the first real meal at camp. So, and then another problem was that the Penfield bus system, who've been donating a bus to us every year for the last 3 years, this timing gets into their schedule for student pickup. So we're not going to be able to use the Penfield buses on Friday. Sunday's fine. So I've worked with the Community Integrated Recreation, and we've got 2 buses organized from there. We've got about probably 25 to 30 campers that are coming in on the train, which is not unusual, but still it's like a lot of people to do something with. So they're going to be coming in. And so we've got 2 buses. They'll arrive about 1:30. We'll get them loaded up and then take them out to the camp. As far as lunch goes, we're thinking about bringing lunch into the train station, sack lunches, so that they can eat there while they're waiting. So yeah, I thought about our brown bag lunch, but a couple of people have actually called me and said, "Hey, can somebody take us to a restaurant?" You know, which is not far away from the train station. But anyway, so that may yet to be decided one way or another, but that's so I guess bottom line is we need volunteers. Usually we need a lot of volunteers, and it's kind of like Christmas baskets. if you have friends, relatives that would like to do some service for a day, be a lion for a day, please contact them and let them know what's going on. We've had a variety of people in the periphery that have helped us with this in the past. Because quite honestly, we need probably 15 to 20 volunteers to handle that many campers now. So, and usually that's about what we've turned up with. We've been able to get about that many volunteers on Friday and even Sunday. So we have a sign-up sheet over there on the table. If you can help that day, please sign up. And those on Zoom, if you can help, please let us know. I'll send another email out and basically say, okay, we've talked about it. Who can help? The thing is, you're going to be kind of committing a little bit more time on Friday than you might normally. So that's just to be aware of that. Winter camp itself, we've got a record number of people coming. We're probably over 60 now. And the women's dorm is full. And we've got people going into top bunks that have said that they'd be willing to do that. So that's a good problem to have. Of course, a lot of times we have cancellations, so that kind of, it's fluctuating sometimes on the registration. But we've asked for some more people to help on Friday for registration because we know it's going to be kind of a Chinese fire drill, if you will, out at the camp, because we won't really be able to set anything up until we all get there. So it'll be everything all at once kind of thing. So wish us luck, But anyway, that's kind of what's happening. We aren't having Bobby Holly entertain us this year. Friday night, they're going to do audio descriptive movies. And we're going to have some games. We're going to have an area to do games and then an area to do like some music. If people want to play guitars or do something, we're going to have 2 or 3 different areas where people can do things on Friday night. On Saturday, most of the usual. We have a new guy that's going to do the horses. So it should be fun. The snowmobile guys are going to be out there again. And so it should be a lot of fun. And if you want to come out on the weekend, we get a few of our club members that come out on the weekend to help or just to be around and see what's going on. Please come out. It's a lot of fun. And there's a lot going on. So that's my spiel. And Mr. Cook over there, Lion Brian, has agreed to be the headmaster at the station for us on Saturday or Friday and Sunday. So thank you for that. I guess that's it. Anybody have any questions? If not,
we dealt with the community integrated rec last year as far as the buses went. They were very, very accommodating, so that will work, but figuring out what to do for an hour and a half is a little bit more of a challenge.
well, we might sing karaoke. If anybody has a karaoke machine, we can do karaoke or something. So,
well, we do have the song leader there, so what can we say? We can do all kinds of fun things. Hope, did you want to talk at all about the zone meeting on Sunday?
Just a reminder that it's from 1:30 till 4 at the First Congregational Church on Sunday, where we'll be having human guide training
upstairs.
When you come in, you're gonna go take the elevator or the stairs to go up. Because there's a conflict with something else going on in the church that day, but that'll definitely, there's plenty of room to get the human guide training up there.
You wanna tell them what door to go through?
Both doors will be open. The front,
Cafeteria is gonna be busy, isn't it?
no, not when you come in.
Oh.
It may be later, but when you go out, it might be busy, but when you come in, it'll be fine. Does anyone else have anything? Well, Mr. Gusak, would you like to do our games?
Yeah. Got a 5, and a 6. So let's see. 5, 6, right? Okay, 9, 6, 3, the last 3 numbers. White thing, all right. Go.
Yeah. Alright.
Who's Kay sitting there? Oh, there she is.
Okay, last three, 9, 6, 9.
Oh, that's me.
Oh. All right.
You're welcome.
There we go.
Perfect.
It's legitimate.
All right, get it over.
Okay,
Pick the last one. This is a $6 one.
this is gonna be for.
Okay, last three, 994. Oh, D. Okay.
How about that? 3 different spots.
Okay. The tennis right next.
The pot is $9.
$9. There we go.
$9. So this is from the November meeting, right?
November meeting, yep.
Harriet Spriggs.
Well, she's here.
Yep, was she here in the last meeting?
Was she here at the last meeting?
Okay.
Harriet's $9 richer.
Okay.
Way to go, Harriet.
Congratulations.
Checks in the mail. Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. All right, card game. Let's see.
The card game is up to $20.
$20. Diane, you wanna get one? Okay, blue ticket, 047. No, we got 047?
Right here.
Right there. All right.
Boy.
You wanna spread them out? Okay. Okay. And what was the number?
$20.
$20. Okay, we're looking through the case page. Okay, 10 of diamonds.
Oh.
What'd you get?
10 of diamonds.
10 of diamonds.
No winner.
10 of diamonds, no. Okay.
Pot rolls on.
Pot rolls on and Mo's not here tonight, so I guess.
Well, my friend Brian said that he would do it. If you'd like to do it, that would be fantastic. Brian says, go ahead.
Doesn't matter to me. Happy bucks, guys. Thank you, Mike. You're at Marty's Vandal.
Hey, Mike.
Right. Okay. Everybody, get a little out of the wallet. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I have a few tonight. Roger, the first one is for the Christmas baskets, and you had asked about the data on that. And there were 25 lions, 18 non-lions, and 77 people served. So good job, everybody. The next one is for the Hunger Project. That was really awesome. Then also the program tonight, Kelly did a fantastic job. She's really doing a nice job in that role. And the last one is for Mike. Congratulations on the new grandbaby.
Well, I just have one for a happy new year, 2026. I think we're starting out pretty good. New year.
Just another plug for help out at the train station for the winter camp. Before, everybody's been out there to help, which is great. But you know, on Friday, we got that up. Instead of just being there, getting them on the bus, then going home, plan on at least being there a couple hours, and you'll see more coming on that because we are gonna have to give them lunch, and that they're gonna be there for a couple hours. And so just keep that in mind as you're signing up. Okay, and we also need help on Sundays to go back. So make sure you sign up for either Friday or Sunday or both would be great before you leave. Right? Happy Bucks for, had our first meeting out at Kellogg Forest today for maple syrup, and I'm looking forward to, getting that started again.
Okay, who do we have next?
Happy Buck for Kelly Lubbe for speaking tonight. Yeah, Happy Buck for the hunger project that we had, and also one for the baskets. We did a good job. Thank you.
Okay. You got front, February, okay.
I feel it's only appropriate to give back my money I won. This club amazes me. Without asking, Scott stepped right up tonight and worked when our other person in the program didn't make it. People always step up and help when they need to. And the same thing with Brian and Mike when Maureen wasn't able to come. We're an amazing group of people who see a need and they just step up and do what needs to be done. Kelly Lubbe, her talk on leadership, I think the one thing that she said that we all should really think about is good leaders take chances, they take risks, they do things to make us try new things, so we're not just always doing the same thing. And I think she has lived that well in her leadership, and I hope that we all think about that. It gets boring if we do the same thing all the time. It's much more fun to try some new things. Congratulations on your new babies there, Mr. Mike and Roger. I'm looking forward to winter camp being in the past so that we can actually have time on the computer that's not working on things.
Okay, and I got a couple happy bucks, of course, on my new grandson who was born Monday night, little Oscar. All right, and then the second one is for Kelly. Congratulations on the weight loss. So happy to hear something like that. Fantastic. Just an excellent happy buck. Anybody else?
So I think I'm on the credit list for not ever having any money, so
You caught up on the credit?
so I don't have 10 happy bucks, but I'm gonna give it 10 just because I think I'm behind. But anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody again for working on Christmas baskets. And the Hunger Project was really good, and it was fun to meet some of the people that we talked to, you know. The guy that was the son of Chuck Bates, his brother actually worked with me at Kellogg. And so it was just kind of funny. And but Kelly, I was glad she was able to speak to us tonight. She did a way better job than I would have done, for sure. So I'm very thankful for her, and she gets $2. So and future bucks for everybody that comes out to help at winter camp. So, and congratulations, Mike, for your new one. It's great.
Okay, well, you might as well hang in to that also.
I always like to finish a meeting up with just a little something. And on a nasty cold Wednesday night, the number of people that are here is amazing. The number of people that are on Zoom, equally amazing. We all care about doing service. We all care about each other and knowing what's going on. Thank you all for being who you are and what you do for the Lions in general. After I adjourn the meeting, Roger has some community information about something going on. And with that, the meeting's adjourned.
Sure. I need a phone number for Ann and Gloria. Sure. You email me.
Yeah. I can give it to you tonight.
Oh, okay.
I'll write it down. I can give it to you tonight.
Okay. Want to call them about the orientation.
Okay.